thanks for tuning in. Apologies for missing a week last week. It was super chocker. Just getting back into the clinic, getting back into the swing of things. But here's another one from our lovely clinic on Charlie Old Road. And it is the same class plan that I've used this week. So for those of you that are coming into class, you would be doubling up. However, this is so those of you that are staying at home do not miss out. And we're going to start on our mats. Legs hip distance apart. Our top to toe checks are just nice and gently fluctuating between head and neck movements. Nice little chin tuck in, then looking all the way up towards the sky, fluctuating between the two, and then coming to centre head and neck in what deems to be your nice neutral midpoint. And then with your shoulders, we're going to roll back. Nice little exhales as we roll those shoulders back. We're trying to even out throughout those shoulders. Little lead weights on them, as always, creating nice space in front of the chest. Breathing out. Breathing out. I'm going to leave those shoulders down there. And then come into pelvis. Nice little tuck under and back. So as we draw the tailbone towards, in between those legs and towards us, we want to feel the tension in the tummy, tight through the tummy. We're breathing out here. We're going to breathe in as we relax off. Nice little exhale and inhale. Breathing out and breathing in. We're going to keep those knees nice and spongy and soft. Nice little exhale. And then we're going to come to draw that pelvis in what deems to be your midpoint. Not too arched, not too flat, just nice and relaxed. Legs are hip distance, toes are facing forwards. Lovely. Nice little gentle head and neck sweeps now. So we're going to breathe out. We're going to look over one shoulder, nice stretch. Keep them shoulders back and down. Breath in here. Breathe out. Nice breath in here. Exhaling. Breathing in. Now I only want you to take your head and neck movement as far as you're comfortable. It's okay to push it into something that feels to be a fairly intense stretch, but don't force it into anything that's any more than that and causing you a lot of discomfort. So we're keeping that length in the spine, you're keeping nice and connected, and we're fluctuating between our nice head and neck stretch. Breathing out, breathing out. Couple more to each side. Use that exhale. Last one to each side for me. And then we're going to come to rest head neck in what deems to me that midpoint and balancing ourselves out. And then we're going to go for some sweeping arms. So we're going to lift up through those arms. Check that shoulders are in back pockets. We ideally want our wrists in line with our shoulders. We're going to do a nice little exhale as we do some sweeping arms. Now remember, it's ribcage that stays nice and pinned down with this. Breathing out, tailbones tucked under. Nice exhale, sweep. Try and get nice and evenness in those arms. Breathing out, breathing out. Tucked under, nice and tight in tummy. Couple more this way. Lovely. Let's change it up, opposite direction, a little bit like butterfly stroke. Exhale over, keeping shoulders away from ears, so you want to feel still gluing down shoulder blades into back pockets. Couple more, arms should be feeling a little bit warmer. Relax, okay. Now onto some single leg lifts. So these look a little bit like scissors level one, as if we were lying flat on our mat, where we're going to bring a leg to a tabletop position, knee in line with hip, gently put it down. You're trying to keep the pelvis as stable as possible, tailbone tucked under. You can use your hands for a bit of feedback. Breathing out and breath in. Interchanging those sides. Taking your time with it, so not rushing it. Breath in to come back. Nice little exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Nice and tight in the tummy. Shoulders relaxed. Quite easy to 10 throughout the upper body when we're focusing on the lower body. So do you want you to take time with this one? Slightly harder on your mat, these single leg things, because of that kind of instability underneath your feet. So you can come off your mats onto a flat surface if you're struggling a little bit with this one. And you can also use fingertips on walls just to add a little bit of stability. Exhaling, inhaling. We're going to change sides a couple more times. Last one to each side. Because now what we're going to do is add in our arms. So arms going to come back out. We're going to circle outwards as we lift a leg and bring it back down as you come back to start. Outwards, bring back down. Changing sides. 2. And breathing out. 2. Keep tailbone tucked under. That nice connection with tummy. 3. And 3. 2 more to each side. 4. And 4. Last one to each side. 5. Lots to think about. 5. Now let's change the direction of the arms. 1. Lift straight up. 2. Rather 1. And 2. And 2. And 3. And 3. And 4. And 4. And 5. Lovely. And 5. Relaxing off. Good. Shaking out through legs, shaking out through arms. Really nice. A little bit of coordination just to ease you into this morning's class. Okay, back into neutral now. Popping those arms out, dumb waiter, each size distance. If you have TheraBand, if you have small weights, cans of beans, anything you want to pop in your hands. We're working the posterior shoulder, so keep this nice space across the front of the shoulder. Nice and tucked in here. We're going to exhale, serve the trays of drinks. Inhale, bring it back. Nice little breath out. 2. And bring it back. Breathing out for 3. Nice connection. We want to be pulling in through pelvic floor and relaxing off. 5. Remember, pelvic floor is only about 40% of your strength. 6. And 7. And 8. 2 more. Drawing in that nice connection with tummy. Now we're going to serve forwards. You're going to exhale, serve, and then squeeze when you come in, shoulders back and down. Again, tucked under. Nice little squeeze. 2. Breathing out for 3. Shoulders nice and equal. 4. And 5. And 6. Lovely. 7. And 8. 2 more. 9. 10. So we're working the posterior shoulder, waking up those muscles, getting everything moving together. Nice half moon stretch. Absolutely love this one. Take care. If we are osteoporotic, do not want you coming into a full forward bend. Do not want you rotating, so some very gentle kind of little side bends. Anything that you've been working on just to increase your range of movement. But if you're quite happy to take it into that full flexion, we're going to come over, imaginary piece of chalk in the hand, we're coming over into the stretch here, breathing out, we're going to round all the way down, you're going to take a nice breath in between the feet, and then you're going to exhale when you gently reach that back up, try not to lock out through those knees, breathing out, you're going to pop the stretch on again, you want to keep the feet nice and planted down into the floor. Nice roundness, feel that stretch come on. Breath in here, breath out. Gently restack back up throughout that spine. And we're going to interchange change those sides up. Feel that nice stretch. Lovely, round it comes. Breathing in here, soft bouncy knees, restacking the spine up segment by segment, getting that nice control and pulling in through the tummy. Opposite side. Lovely. Lovely, Jolie. Just what we needed this morning. Feeling good. Number 3 on this side. Pulling down through those feet. Restacking back up. Changing sides. Lovely this morning. Beautiful day. Restack. We're going to go 2 more to each side for me. Exhaling as we stretch over. Feel that lovely stretch. Nice breath in here. Breathe out. Restack back up. Opposite side. And we got our last one to each side for me. Keeping knees soft. You feel like you just got that little bit of extra range each time. Lovely. And gently restacking back up. Okay. Side leg lifts. Not everybody's favourite, this one, I'm going to admit. We've had a couple moans in class with this one. I have put them in kind of over COVID and lockdown on the YouTube videos. We've got a couple of reports back that they're not everybody's favourite, but they are so good for you. So we're going to widen the stance just a little bit. We want it more than shoulder distance apart. We're going to send the bottom back. You're coming to sit down on the imaginary chair. I think a couple of you have really struggled with this kind of mindset here. So we're tucked in there, but we're sending the bum back, okay? So you can still see your toes. You're feeling weight in your heels. Your bum's back. Your back is nice and straight. From this position here, now we're going to transfer the weight over onto a chosen leg. Okay, so you can see I've got a shift over to one side. I'm going to load my right side and then I'm going to straighten out through my left leg, okay? But nothing else changes and we're keeping the chest nice and lifted and the hands are on the hip. Now from here we're going to breathe out. Try not to tilt the pelvis like so, okay? You want to keep the pelvis down. It's coming and isolating from the leg and the core. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now do make sure you come back to that squatted position, bum back, weight in the heels, transfer side, straighten opposite leg. Point the toes, shoulders back, little lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Again, backwards, over to the other side. Nice little lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last change for me. Should be feeling it in those glutes and legs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Back to centre, shaking out through those legs. Nice connection throughout those glutes. We're gently going to come down now to a cat stretch. Cat stretch. Set up, arms shoulder distance apart. We don't want to load those shoulders directly over the wrists, okay? So just come a little bit further back. Legs hip distance, but knees are underneath those hips. From here now, take care of both ranges, okay? So if you're trying to avoid the flexion in the spine because you've got those spinal issues, do not come all the way up into the round back position. If you've got any aggravated facet joints, I don't want you to come all the way into extension. Also take care of bump and any abdominal separation when we're coming down, okay? So a nice breath in here, we're going to breathe out. Tuck tailbone in, round up through the back as much as you're comfortable. We've got a nice stretch in between shoulder blades. Breath in here, breathe out, sticking out bottom, pushing tummy into mat as far as you're comfortable. Breathing in here, breathe out, nice segmental control, up into your round back position. Nice inhale, exhale, inhale to hold, exhale, change, nice flow. Try and keep these stacked underneath those hip bones, sucking in through your tummy. Nice stretch in your tummy, nice engagement of your tummy here. Really pulling belly button into spine, pulling in those bumps. Inhale into the stretch. Exhale. Get those spines moving. Couple more rounds. Roughly you want kind of like 8 to 10 counts. But you can slow this down or speed it up as much as you want to. We're going to come to rest in the middle now, what seems to be a nice neutral position. If you need to alter yourself, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to take it into a shell stretch now. I want everyone to be really careful with this. It will look a little bit different for everyone depending on your range of mobility at your hips and knees. But however, ideally I'd like you to try and take your knees nice and wide to the outside of your mat and sink your bottom down as far as you can. Okay. Now this might be a struggle, some people might be a little bit more here, that's perfectly fine. But if you can, we're going to try and just open up throughout these hips today. So you're trying to create this nice little V shape here and then walk your hands up your mat. We're going to take some nice breaths in here, okay? The lower you can get down into that mat and walk those hands up, the better the stretch. However, everybody's different. We're going to just take some nice breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing nice and deep and low, belly breathing in. Couple more rounds of breath. And then we're going to walk a hand under. So say you take your right hand, you're going to weave it under the left and reach for the top corner of that mat. So you will feel a more increased stretch in the back of your right shoulder. I'm just going to take some nice breaths in here. Lovely. Changing sides now, so you're going to walk that left hand, or whichever hand you start with, change side, reach for the corner of the mat, take some nice breaths in. Lovely. Come back into the centre and then gently walk your hands out. Because it's quite an intense stretch, you may feel like you've even stiffened up to some extent in this region here. So from here now, gently bring yourself into 4-point kneeling position again. We're just going to wag that tail. So a nice little shift of pelvis from one side to the next. You're trying to keep everything else relatively still, but if it moves a little bit with it, that's perfectly fine. You can get a really nice stretch on the outside of the hip if you're quite tight with this one, so it's like I just want a little bit of freeing off, side to side. And then you're going to come to rest in the middle, and we've got press-ups now. Don't get mad at me. We've got 3 different versions of press-ups. We've got our 4-point kneeling version, shoulders back. We're going to work from here, we're going to push up, okay? You're breathing out on the push back upwards. So we're going to inhale down, exhale back up. Shoulders come together and down, okay? And try not to over dip into your back. So we're trying to keep core nice and strong. Or we can walk the hands a little bit further forward so we get into a bit more of a kind of flat back position. Leave the knees where they are, cross them here, legs if you wish. Inhale, exhale up here. Or of course we have our full version. We're going to lift those feet off, make sure we're not sinking to the back, but we deem to be in a nice neutral position, and we would work from here. Okay, we're going to go for 10. Nice inhale, exhale up, 1 and 2. Nice and slow. Keep the core scooped in. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9, lovely, and 10. Nice little stretch again for me. Oh, take some nice rest breaths. Open up through those shoulders again. Very nice. Okay, so we've got plank and hold now. Planks, again, build it up in exactly the same sort of way. So we've got 4-point kneeling. On the forearms, scooped in through the tummy, shoulders back. You would hold here for around 30 seconds, and then we'll repeat it again. Or we're going to walk those arms forward. Nice little crossing the legs, scooped in here. We would hold it here. Or of course we have our full version where we're going to work here. Okay? I think I'll have a little go at full today, but I might end up mixing it up. So we're going to hold, scoop in, shoulders away. Make sure we don't get too low with our bottoms. We're pulling our belly button in towards our spine. We're trying to breathe normally, as awful as it is. Scooping in. Good bit of width for me. I have been a bit lazy recently, I'm not going to lie. I think we all have. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it out a little bit. Oh, intense. Open up the shoulders again. Take some rest breaths. Then we're going to come back to it again. Pick one of those levels. I'm going to again torture myself, go for the full version. So let's lift it up, hold that plank. Really bring belly into spine. Don't dip in through that back. Keep nice and lifted. Keep nice and strong for me. Keep breathing, very important. Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it off. Oh. Plank is so good. It feels so mean, but it's so good in so many different regions. Okay, I've put in swimming level 4 now. We can do this open chain or closed chain, as I always say. I love having a bit more room in the studio, in the clinic rather for this one. So, we have starting 4-point kneeling. If we go for right hand and left leg first, okay, we're going to breathe out. To keep it closed, we don't lift the arm and we don't lift the leg, but we can just work with them here, okay? We want a nice imaginary tray of drinks in our bottom there. We're looking down into the mat, the shoulders are back. Or we can lift up, lift and lengthen. We'll keep it all on one side for now. Breathe out. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Whew. Okay. Relaxing it off. We're going to change those sides over. Nice and tight in the core, nice and neutral, shoulders back. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 6 7. Keep the tray of drinks as much as you can. 8 9 and 10. Lovely. Okay. Feeling the work now into the upper body. If anyone's ribs are really struggling for this next one, you can come back down to forearms. I think I might do that just to show you actually. I'm going to work into the glutes. So, into kind of that plank start position level 1. Nice and scooped in through the tummy. We're going to squeeze the glute, make sure we are nice and level in those hips, and we're breathing out. But I want the bum cheek squeeze on first, so squeeze that bum. Breathe out for 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to change sides. Nice squeeze. Put the squeeze on first. 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's change back over sides again. Try and keep that balance in the hips. Squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Oh, stretch it out. Whew. This is feeling hard work today. Okay, let's come to do some lying on our back, head on headrest for me. Scissors. Today I've put in scissors level 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll just build up the levels. Remember, no double tabletop for those of you with herniated discs, for anyone that's osteoporotic, or for anyone second trimester onwards. Make sure you put your wedge in for those of you that are antenatal. Okay. Into neutral, top to toe check. Nice little exhale. One leg up to tabletop, one leg down. This is our level 1. Maintaining nice steady pelvis and keeping back nice and flat. Level 2. Both legs are up to double tabletop. There is no doping here. We have flat backs. Exhale, exhale. Nice little tap. The feet, making sure one leg comes back before the other one taps. Tap, tap. Then we have level 3. One leg is going to start off on the floor. One leg is in tabletop. They're going to switch in the centre. You should feel halfway through the movement that the knees cross. And you'll feel that abdominal tension change. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. This is our level 3. At level 4, you are going to tap, tap, and still got the change. But 2 double taps. Tap, 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 tap. Exhale, exhale. Exhale, exhale. We're just going to leave it these ones for now. Working through those levels. 8 to 10 on each side roughly. Flat back, flat tummies. Last one on each side. Hug those knees in. Nice little rock, side to side, back and forth. Some little circles. Free off those backs, straighten down through one leg. Let's stretch up, hamstring stretch on the other. Bums nice and stuck down, big toes down towards you. Nice stretch. We're going to change over sides. Now what we're going to do is add in arms to to the scissor legs. So if we float the left leg up to tabletop, and we're going to take the right arm up towards the sky, we're going to breathe out as we tap, breathe in as we come back. Now you can either here just do a single tap and come back, or we can exhale, exhale, double tap. Exhale, exhale, double tap. Okay? So pick in one of those for me. Breathe out. You want to remain super, super steady around those hips, around the pelvis. I'm going to go for 10 to each side. So I've got my last 2 to each side. Lovely. Those are coming back down now. We're going to switch over sides. Nice little float up the leg, float up the arm, keep the shoulder back and down. Switch. Ooh, you can definitely tell that this is the side that I struggle with the most. My rib cage wants to peel up, so I'm just going to give myself a little bit of feedback here. See how I feel. 2 more. Lovely. Again, just plug your knees in. Nice little roll, side to side. Lovely. Okie dokes. We've got in now shoulder bridge or hip twist. Shoulder bridge is not advisable for those of you that are pregnant, for any of you with neck problems that this irritates. Nobody has a blocker for shoulder bridge. So I'm just going to get everyone going with shoulder bridges, but for those of you that don't bridge, I want you to do hip twist level 1 instead, but I'll show you. So our first level bridge is a nice roll. We're going to squeeze the glutes. We're going to come to a nice straight position. Hips are balanced, pressure in the shoulders. Nice breath in here, breathe out. We're going to gently re-stick back down. I don't want you to rush your bridge, but I want you to take time. Gently coming through the segments of the spine until we slowly come down. Our second level is to be up here and then to straighten one leg, pop it back. Straighten the other leg, pop it back. And naturally, for the second level we would stay up here as we interchange, but I don't feel then you get some good spinal articulation. So do one to each side. Gently come back down and then take it back up, and then you could do 2 to each side if you feel like you wanted to do an extra few. Okay, and then finally your third level of bridge would be to hold it up here, and we've got toe, heel, toe, heel. We do that 3 times and then we change. So we're going to keep the stability at the hips, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, down. Okay, and again come down in between each. For those of you that aren't bridging, headlock can go back in, hip twist level 1, nice exhale as we take a leg out, inhale as we come back. Again, watching the core, making sure that the pelvis is level. Okay, I see it and teach this one a lot. A lot of people just want to try and get the leg all the way down, and they will have a bit of a rotation of the pelvis. Their back will leave the mat, okay? So I want you to keep that connection to the mat, keep the spirit level across. Maybe work in a smaller range, okay? If you're noticing that one side feels a little bit more flimsier in comparison to the other, we're going to do some more reps on that side. Okay, so make sure you save enough time just to stick another 5 on that side, so we are working a little bit more, challenging ourselves. so just a couple more bridges for those of you that are bridging, and a couple more hip twists for those of you that are hip twisting. And then we'll relax our foot those knees in. Oh, lovely. Okie dokes. So, crisscross now, level 1, level 2. Crisscross is not advisable for those of you that are antenatal second trimester onwards. For those of you that have got any kind of neck problems, oh no, to be honest, we do support the neck, but if you are starting to feel symptomatic pain, you just relax off. Always really wordy when I'm explaining this one to people. We're going to interlink those fingers in the nape of the neck and create some nice openness throughout the front of the chest, and shoulders are gliding down. A lot of people want to kind of ground through those elbows. We're going to keep them back. We're supporting head and neck, we're not over tucking the chin. It's the opposite elbow that's going to come towards the outside of the opposite knee. So it's that movement across in the diagonal. But as you do that, the same side leg is going to lengthen. Okay, so you're taking over right elbow towards the outside of the left knee whilst you straighten the right leg. Okay, we'll do them all on this side. Breathing out. So this would be our first level where we keep feet in contact with the floor, or our second higher level would be our double tabletop, and we're going to work from here. Okay, try not to scoop up too much and then rotate. It's all about that gentle rotation all the way over from the beginning. Okay, for those of you that just said I'm able to do this one, I want you to just go for a single leg stretch, interchanging those legs. So if you go for first level, or if you go for second level, tabletop and down, tabletop and down, exhaling, inhale, exhale, inhale. Okay, so picking an exercise that suits you, your needs, and what you've got going on with your body. So I'm just going to go for a couple more of the crisscrosses. And I think I'm just going to stick personally to level 1, just going for the outside, that nice little nip over, inhale back, supporting my head and neck so it's nice and balanced. I'm not overstraining, I can feel it there throughout my abdominals and my obliques. Breathe out. Lovely. Yeah, definitely feel it. Shaking a little bit. Starting to feel that I'm over-rounding throughout my elbows now, so I'm just going to open up a little bit more. Typically the same number, 8 to 10 each side. I'm just going to go for the last one to each side now. Oh, lovely. Okay, have a look relaxed off. Oh. Okay, gently going to come to a seated position now. I'm going to do a couple roll-ups, okay? Now the roll-ups are an absolute no-no for those of you that have got back pain that's aggravated by this, or if you are second trimester onwards, or have abdominal separation. So I'm just going to show you your version first. It's still upright on the sitting bones. We still have legs hip distance apart, shoulders thinking about our posture, and we can still pop the arms out, which is just going to bring on a little bit of abdominal tension. Then you're just going to do some gentle pelvic tilts here, which is a softening of the tailbone into the mat. It's as if you're just going to do that roll up, but then you don't, and you come back out of it. Okay? This is perfectly fine, it just mobilises that lower back, unless we've got any tailbone discomfort or anything like that, of which I just want you to kind of find a comfortable place and do some gentle pelvic floor activation. For those of you that are quite happy to come into the roll down now, so inhale as we come down, we have C curving as far as we're comfortable, and And then we're going to exhale as someone pulls us from those fingertips forward and we gently restack back up through the spine. Nice inhale down into the C curve. And then exhale, keep the shoulders back, folding forward, feel that tummy crunch. Inhale down. Fold forward. Nice slow control. Feel the segments of the spine, feel the tummy working. Feel a little bit of tension in my arms, so I'm just going to reset the shoulders down. Just going to go for a couple more. And our last one. Lovely. Hands relaxing off. Inner thigh stretch from here now. Bringing those feet in. Right to face you. Straight on. A little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Just gently going to let those knees just fall down towards the floor. Let gravity take it. Still trying to keep an upright position. I don't want to be on my sitting bones today. It's not working out for me. There we go. And now just using the elbows for a bit more of a pressure. So we can just get that little bit of an increased stretch. Do take care with this one if we have any groin strains or anything aggravated by this stretch. Lovely, now we're going to take the leg forward, doesn't matter which one. Be careful with your forward flexion again with your backs. And just a nice gentle stretch here as far as you're comfortable. Changing the other side. Then we're going to come into saw stretch. So we've opened up through the hips and the hamstrings. We're just going to widen those legs as far as you're comfortable. This is where we can put rolled up towels and blocks and anything that just helps you get a better position into our saw. If you're struggling with straight legs, we can just soften them here as well. We're going to take the arms out into a T-shape with the shoulders back and down. Nice exhale, come across, inhale, bring it back. Exhale across, inhale back. So little fingers come into so off, little toe whilst we are reaching behind us to open up throughout our anterior shoulder. Inhaling, nice exhale, inhale, exhale. Rising between each one, connecting with the back of the shoulders. Two more to each side. Lovely. Lost count because I got so in the zone then with those ones. Pretty sure I did an extra 2 to each side. Okay, let's get some side lying work done. Okay, so let's find a comfy spot. Come into side lying. Nice straight arm if your shoulder will permit. Let yourself put a nice little bit of head support in here now. Let's clamshell. So we're going to check our heels are in line with our bottom before putting them down on the floor. We're going to lift our waist away from the mat so it's not collapsing, because you can see we're not in a very neutral pelvic position here. Whereas if we added that little lift, we're a little bit more in sync. We're going to engage throughout the tummy, feet stuck together. Exhale, open up for level 1. Inhale back down. So you're trying not to rotate out with the movement, but just let it come from the glutes and the hip. Coming down, nice control. If you wanted to up it a little bit, you can lift those legs so it's just a little bit harder because we don't have that feedback of the floor. Picking a level you're happy with. Nice little exhale, squeeze through pelvic floor as well. Nice contraction. Couple more. Now let's lengthen through the leg point and toe. We're going to circle. We'll circle backwards first. Little circles, size of garlic melon. Everything else is super still. So try not to kind of get that shift of the hip, any movement in the tummy. We'll keep it nice and balanced here, just working from the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change your direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little exhale. 7, 8, 9, 10. Last change. This is the killer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lovely. Cat and that bomb. Oh my goodness. It needs it. Let's switch to the other side. No, actually, I want to stretch you off whilst we're here. Taking hold of ankle if you can reach it, bottom of the pants, anything that helps you, or a loop round to try and get hold of that ankle so you can get that nice stretch. We're trying to get that knee in line with the hip and get that nice stretch straight in front of the thigh. Holding it here. Let's repeat those on the other side now. We'll start with clamshell first. Out stretched down. Nice little head rested. Checking our stack. Level 1 or level 2, feet on the floor, feet off the floor. Lift away from that mat. So you should feel that your arm and your shoulder and your hips and your feet are all in a line. We're nice and scooped in through the tummy. I'm going to go for our clamshells here, nice and slowly. 2, 3, 4, Lovely. When you've done your time, you'll lengthen that leg root, go for some circles, point the toes, nice and small. Let's take them backwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Changing size, directions rather. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Okay, stretch it out on this side now. Oh. Holding that stretch. Again, trying to get knee in line with hip. That's quite intense. Lovely, relaxing now. Gently come into a seated position. Because we've been working these glutes now, I want to get a nice little stretch in. And so, back onto bottoms. One leg out, one leg bent. And this bent leg is now going to go over the other leg. And we're just going to hug it in towards us. Oh, that needs it. And just gently enjoying that stretch whilst maintaining a nice upright position. Change up those sides. Nice and tall. Lovely. Now, popping those legs wherever's comfortable. So I'm going to cross leg mine to open up your hips a little bit more, but you pop them wherever you're happy. We're going to go for a bit of spinal twist with some overpressure. Okay. Again, just be really mindful of the twisting action of this. If it aggravates your back pain or if you're osteoporotic, I would probably just sit this one out. We're going to cross the arms. We're going to do a very gentle rotation on the out breath, and then we're going to use our hand to encourage further rotation. I have put this one in the past. I absolutely love it for gaining that mobility. It's one of my new faves. We're going to exhale round, then continue to exhale, adding that overpressure. And then inhale to come back. It's really nice. Exhale. Oh. So nice. Nice, gentle rotation. Not forcing it into any major discomfort, but it allows a little bit of an intense stretch. Apologies for the fire engine just going by. We just get it up for our last one to each side. Keep the upright position. That's lovely. And gently going back to centre. Lengthening up through the spine, couple of nice shoulder rolls. Exhaling back again. We are all done for today's session, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, I always say I'll keep them coming as much as I can. I know some of you are really valuing these at home, so I'll do as much as I can. It's when I find that spare bit of time now in the clinic time to record a video for you. But keep going with it. You're doing awesome, and it's been really nice seeing you. Some of you coming in to the clinic for different services that we have for here. But look after yourselves, and I shall see you shortly. Bye, guys.